Everybody should have their own chickens. Look at that one. That's a Brahmin. It's got some feathery feet. That big hairy one back there. Look at all the beehives. Isn't this amazing?
I tell you what, it certainly is.
This feels all like compost right here I'm walking on.
Yeah, that's. Oh, that is fantastic.
Probably chicken manure mixed in or something.
That's why that's part of the reason I moved out here. My wife is from Pleasant, but we needed to move away from the cold.
Yeah.
Is that your story too? You're up north?
Yeah, I lived in New Jersey all my life, and I retired, and I decided I've been wanting to come down to South Carolina for a long time. Retire, so. Well, what a lad. Yeah, this is fun. This is about half an acre and a half, maybe.
This is paradise.
It is.
Yeah, that's hilarious. You said paradise. Someone's lady over there said paradise. You said paradise.
It is. I mean, everything. This is a life support system right here.
Yeah, this is sustainable.
Absolutely. You've got everything. You've got the fruits, the veggies, the honey, the meat, the chickens. You're right next to the river. You can catch fish.
Yeah.
You know, you've even got a hot tub, wood-burning hot tub.
I got a lot of wine there, too.
Yeah, and all the wine to help the night go by,
And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to,
Well, probably not nothing.
Well, you know what I mean. It's like China, no straw revolution. One straw revolution.
Masanobu Fukuoka.
Yeah, yes.
Absolutely. I talk about him all the time.
I read about him too. I got 3 of his books, and it's that guy fascinating.
Yeah.
I said I wish I ran into that guy a long time ago.
Yeah.
But that's the way life should be. Just
Well, you can tell that's what they've done on the soil.
He said that a perfect life would be like animals in the tropics, where you wake up, you go outside, you find some fruit, you take a nap in the day, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
You wake up in the forest and everything you need's here.
Yeah.
You don't have to punch the clock just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting the stuff paid off is the point.
This is what because things are going to come to an end at some point, and it's unfortunately you guys are so young, but
the joyride can't last forever.
The things what we experienced in the 60s and 70s that I experienced is not going to be the same. So because we're going to have solar flares and things are going to shut down, and people are going to be really screwed. And that's why I came down here, because that's what I want to do. And then if my family decides to leave, they got some places. Because I was thinking down where I am, I'm in Loris, and I would like to plant cork trees, and because they can grow in zone 8, and I just want to experiment and just see if I can do that, and then incorporate everything else,
Cool. What do you do? What are you going to do with the cork trees? Is that going to be a commercial crop?
After 20, well, it'll be past my time, 15, 20 years from now, you can take that cork and strip it off the bark, the trunk, and then all the branches, and you can sell it.
Cool.
And it keeps growing back, huh?
It keeps growing back.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an oak tree. It's
they're not as tall.
It's originally an oak tree.
Wow.
What had happened was I was up north. I was watching TV one Saturday morning, and they said something about cork.
Yeah.
Because it's something in California, people are using plastic corks instead of cork, and they were saying that we should continue using the cork for the bottles.
It's better for the wine, I think, isn't it? Because it can breathe.
Breathe better. So it says save the cork, save the cork. So I went and looked up the cork. I says, holy shit, I can down south. I says, I think I can do that. So I'm gonna eventually there'll be something for my grandkids.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, 20 years, it doesn't need to be for your grandkids. It could be
Well,
for
I'm
you.
65, so
Yeah,
I'll
so
be 80
20
years
years,
old.
you're good. You're good.
85 years old, but no, but that's the mindset that we should be having.
Right, yeah.
And,
Multi-generational.
Well, and the reason why I think when you walk down the street, you should be able to pick fruit right off. I mean,
Yes.
the trees that they plant, you know, in the cities and in landscaping, they should be stuff that you need.
right.
You know, it seems that the system's set up to where, you know,
Yeah.
you have a bunch of useless stuff in your yard that you can't even use, and, you know, you're forced to do this.
I've been in the garbage business all my life, and when I was a kid, we used to have a residential route up north, and people had apple trees in their backyard, and I used to hate October. They would throw apples away,
Yeah.
and we had to pick them
Smelly.
cans,
Oh, heavy, yeah.
carry those cans out to the truck, instead of the people
I know.
taking those and letting them rot,
Yeah.
but the bees were flying all over.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Where I am, there's hardly any bees.
Yeah.
I have brought in anisette hopseed plants that were swarming with bees up north. When I brought them down here, there was only one or two, and I was like amazed. I said, "Well, I got to really get things going here." I had planted some sunflowers, and there was bees attracted to that.
Yeah.
It's going to take a little while to get some bees in there.
You know, Charleston has a really nice, a lot of bee enthusiasts. There's two different bee groups actually in Charleston. There's the
Yeah.
Charleston beekeepers and there's the Low Country beekeepers. So we have like
What,
good.
did I thought I seen something. People
lot of
were doing
beekeepers.
stuff on the rooftops in Charleston too, or no?
That might be
Because I
so,
thought I
but
read something.
I saw something about that in New York even too.
Yeah,
They're
Yeah,
doing
New
that. They're
York,
doing
they're
that in New
doing
York.
in New York they were doing some
yeah.
experimenting with that.
In Charleston, there's a lot more land available to people
Yeah.
than in New York. So, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that people would be doing beekeeping